What I believe, I want to say this and I want to state categorically, this technical committee that has been formed to look into the issues of compensating the victims of demonstrations. To me, it is a good idea, although it is a political gimmick, but to the families that are concerned, it is a good idea. Wacha serikali ichukue some of this hii pesa ambayo wanaluti kwa e-citizen to compensate some of these families. And my only problem is that in the terms of reference of that technical committee headed by Makau Mutua, there is nothing like justice. There is nothing like justice. There must be closure to the families. There must be closure. Unless those families are given justice, compensation is not enough. You cannot buy a human life. Huwezi nunua maisha ya binadamu. A human life is priceless. You cannot buy it. So what we need and what is very much important to the families is justice. We cannot have people who have murdered those young men. The families are in pain and the suspects are loitering on our streets with the guns. The suspects are free and loitering on the streets, and the families know the suspects and they can see them. So it is very painful to the families. There will only be closure if there is compensation, reparation, and justice to the victims. All those people who are involved in killing those young people on the streets, abductions and murders, we want to see all of them arrested and prosecuted. That is the only way we can have a closure on this matter. Otherwise, compensation is not enough. Compensation is good, but it is not enough. It will not bring closure because those people, the families are hurting, and a family that is hurting, even if you give them billions, they will not heal unless we prosecute the culprits of those abductions and murders. Compensation is not enough. So we want to ask President Dr. William Samoei Ruto that he must go beyond compensation and provide justice to the victims. If it is through an inquiry, a commission of inquiry, or a special tribunal, we want to see those families also getting justice. Compensation is just a first step. It is the first step, but we want to see justice for the families. Another issue I want to talk about is the issue of Kenya status of being a NATO allied member.
Yeah.
We have seen in the US, Senator Rich of the US is pushing a motion through the Congress in order to review the status of Kenya, the status of being a NATO allied member, a status which was bestowed on Kenya by the Biden administration. After Ruto had visited the US and a red carpet was rolled for him by Biden in a state visit, Kenya was later made a NATO allied member. I want to ask that the US must move very quickly, in my opinion, and strip Kenya of that status. We do not deserve such status. We cannot be an allied member of NATO while our country, in our country there is rampant human rights violations, there is abductions, there is extrajudicial killing, corruption is too high. A country that is shedding blood does not qualify to be a NATO allied member. There are better countries in Africa that qualify for that position. For example, Ghana. Ghana, there are no human rights violations. In Ghana, there are no abductions. Citizens in Ghana are not killed through extrajudicial killing. There are better countries. So we do not qualify for that position. And as a Kenyan, I support US that they should move very quickly, move that motion and review the status of Kenya and strip that status from Kenya. That one of being a NATO allied member of the Kenya being a NATO allied member. We do not qualify for that position. We do not qualify at all. Countries that are qualified for that position are countries that have integrity, are very high in integrity, countries that uphold human rights, countries that respect neighbors. As Kenyans, we are involved with the rebels, RSF rebels in Sudan. We are taking part in Sudan conflict. As Kenyans, we are actively participating in DRC Congo conflict. So we do not qualify to be a NATO allied member. It was a mistake by the Biden administration. And I think Biden owes Americans an apology for giving Kenya that status. We do not qualify to be in that status at all. And another thing, I have seen the US government, the Trump administration saying they will investigate extrajudicial killing in Kenya. That one is a very welcome move, because the Kenya government cannot give justice to victims of extrajudicial killing. The victims cannot get justice, because here in Kenya, you are killed by a policeman and you must also report to the police so that the police can process the case and arrest the fellow police and take him to court. So victims of extrajudicial killing in Kenya will not get justice. Let Ruto pay the victims as compensation and let US help us to investigate and provide justice to the victims. Thank you.